My research presentation is on the usefulness of homework in primary education. The purpose of this research is to analyze the advantages and disadvantages and limitation of homework based on questionnaires that measure teachers' perception of importance, their value, typology, purpose, degree of difficulty, time spent, and parental involvement of homework in primary education. The pre-existing literature or the review of literature was toward the fact that homework considerably influenced the pupil's school trajectory and the parental relationship, so that in certain situations, the parents are displeased with too much time spent by their children doing homework, or some other parents were worried that pupils got too little homework or none at all. The main goal or the hypothesis for this quantitative study is to investigate the faculty's attitude towards the issue of homework, focusing on the relationship between the enhancement of school performance to the development of the ability to work independently and to holding students accountable for their critical thinking skills outside of the classroom. The research methodology used is to investigate the study is a questionnaire applied to a random sample of 32 elementary school faculty members by means of Google Doc. The choice of opinion questionnaires is to target the faculty's opinions, motivations, and attitudes towards the advantages and the limits of homework in the elementary school education. The questionnaire structure included open opinion questions and closed items. The study does not specify the participants and only specifies the sample was random, and of 32 elementary school faculties, it does not give specifics on demographic, age, or grade taught. The respondents were asked to express their opinion as to the usefulness of homework in multiple questions randomly. The questions in the questionnaire were collected and placed in multiple different data graphs and diagrams depending on the result from the respondents. The questionnaire also asked open questions where the faculty was asked to provide an argument in favor of the need to assign homework. The data collected could result in biases on the interpretation of open opinion questions and how that data is determined. There are, however, questions provided that allow researchers to collect reliable data samples. For example, on a scale from 1 to 5, where 5 means indispensable and 1 useless, express your option as to the usefulness of homework in elementary school education. That is displayed on the graph here. The results of the study showed an overwhelming response that the teachers that were chosen believed that homework was useful. The open questionnaire questions showed a commonality that homework is a mean of consolidating students' knowledge obtained in class and develops the ability of independent work. The research did have some limitations. The subject the subjectivity of the answers provided could affect the quality of research more, and the difficulty in validating between the real opinions and the ones expressed by the answers given by the respondents. The sample is also not a representative one. The large number of teachers that weren't chosen in elementary school could result in more investigation needing to be done for an accurate conclusion of this study. The results obtained from this study could conclude that homework should ideally be constructed to consider individuality. For the student to be motivated to work and solve the assigned task, the time allotted for homework and considering the degree of difficulty should be managed and have clear objectives. The design of homework could be reconsidered in conformity with the needs of this generation as digital natives and foster a new combination of cognitive skills derived from the influence of technology. Lastly, the study gives specific recommendations on how the teacher, parents, and students can work together to look at homework differently so that it can benefit everyone. My overall assessment is the study presents flaws in the choice of random sampling for this hypothesis. The questions provided and the numbers of participants don't provide accurate data and allows for subjectivity of the answers. The use of a different methodology, such as a survey, would be more effective. I do, however, believe the results provided an important contribution to advancing knowledge. The results did provide relevant insight and possible change of perception towards homework in schools. providing teachers with strategies on how to enhance homework and avoid deepening the social differences between the students coming from families with economic potential and from disadvantaged families, and between the students that can be assisted in solving their homework and those that do not have that privilege. And this concludes my presentation.